Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Game Drain. It's me, Matt Likes Games, with Ham Solo 05. We've got Twan and Hard Days Mike, of course. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing fine. Happy
Nice
to be on the show and harass Twan as per usual. That's pretty much it.
Exactly.
What about you guys?
Exactly. What about you, Twan?
I'm looking forward to this show. I've been took a week off, so I'm glad to be back on. So let's get this show on the road.
Exactly.
Ham, you're up next, man.
I don't know how Ham's doing. I wasn't on a show with him just an hour ago.
Right. So I'm gonna tell you what, I'm doing pretty good. So I had a stream last Wednesday where I just kind of like went over some like personal hardships that I was kind of going through during the time, and this was kind of one of them that I wanted to fix. And I'm happy to present Matt, which he's been here the entire time, but he is now pretty much running this stream. This is all his work.
Through his internet.
Through his internet. I mean,
no more pony stench, right? Only Xbot greatness running this show.
Not Rogers, but
yeah, right.
And then
like 2 frames per second.
Yeah, the intro, everything is Matt. It's fantastic. It looks good, but I mean, as many things as I try to balance, I really am very appreciative of him taking this, thing, or this whole like OBS and getting stuff started, and just doing the whole part. Like I really appreciate that, and I just wanted to lay that out there. But as for what I've been playing, Vampire Survivors, I played NFL Fever 2002 on my original Xbox yesterday. I might boot that up again because it's not too bad. I have the next one. I have 2003 as well. But I just know that as soon as I turn on 2003, I'm probably not going to come back to 2002. So like I'm just trying to play it and enjoy it for a little bit before I go to the next one and completely kind of like never play it again. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to play like if you have 2K22 that you just bought last week, and then somebody gifts you 2K23. And you don't play 2K22 as soon as you get it, you'll probably never play it.
100%.
Yep.
So 100%. That's kind of where I'm just at with it right now. But been playing that, Diablo, Gears with Mike and Matt.
Let's go. Been loving Gears, by the way. That game's fucking awesome. Other than that matriarch fight, whiwhich can suck my fucking nuts, but I'll talk about that later. I guess.
Jeez Louise.
I hated that fight.
Cannon. Ghostwire Tokyo, I've been playing that as well though, and that game is surprisingly good. Like I'm pretty interested to play it some more, as much as I like to play games with other people. I like playing like Gears with Mike and Matt, and Halo with friends, and like I just played some Halo with the wife a little bit ago, even though she had to drag me into playing it with her. So I wasn't really in the mood to play it, but she wanted me to play that. We were literally just playing some Overcooked, but yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, man, it's just like it's surprisingly like you could do like you end up doing the same thing, shoot for a little while, pull the thing, get more shots, open an area, but it gets kind of addictive. And you can upgrade your stuff and move around a little bit quicker, and the way you can kind of fly around is creepy. But but it's oddly how would you guys put it? Oddly satisfying. Yeah, satisfying. Yeah.
Speaking of Ghostwire real quick, Mike, I had told you when I was playing on PS5 that the game needs a dash mechanic. They have it.
Yeah.
It has
really?
It's there. I just didn't know it. I just didn't.
How do I get that? Because I need that.
Upgrade. It's in the skill tree, but it makes the game, and it opens up the game entirely.
Okay, because dude, like games that have like a movement based ability like that is huge. And I actually am starting to get really into the combat loop because I don't actually. I'll talk when it's my turn. I'll say when it's my turn.
If you pay attention to your upgrades, you actually can upgrade pretty quick if you want to in the game. And the dash mechanic is something. It's something.
You can't go forward with it, Mike. You can go every direction but forward with your dash, which is
I can kind of. It's good for strafing then. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
The nice thing is you can jump, like you can unlock being able to jump and dash forward.
Okay, so my Doom.
It
my
says
Doom
everywhere
skills
but forward, but I've dashed forward and maybe a hair to the right, and they call it good. They call it good, so whatever.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. But yeah, Mike, what have you been playing, bud?
Me?
Yeah.
So I've been playing a few indie first-person shooters. Actually, I'll talk about Ghostwire first. That game is fun. I've been having some performance woes, but I found out there's certain settings that if you just turn off, like it has smoothed out like some of the stuttering. Unfortunately, Unreal kind of just has that subtle stuttering shit that drives me fucking insane. Other than the Coalition, like it's even in there in Fallen Order, obviously to a lesser degree, but for some reason, and it's even in it in Dead Space, for some reason the Unreal Engine just seemingly likes to stutter, and makes me a little worried for Redfall, but that's a conversation for later. But yeah, Ghostwire is really fun. It's opening up. I just got like the, I guess, shotgun blast equivalent. It's like the water-based attack. And that's really fucking fun. It's really, really fun to be like quick switching all your abilities and making it something like a coherent attack. It's really fun. It's really pretty. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in that story at all. But it's really cool. Outside of that, I've been playing 2 new indie first-person shooters that just recently released. One's called Meat Grinder. That is, I don't know if you guys have heard of a game called Cluster Truck. It's a game where, like...
Yes, Cluster Truck is dope.
Imagine that, but with guns. That's literally what that game is. That's literally what that game is. You're running on top of cars and trucks and everything coming at you with crazy speeds and killing guys at the same time. It's fucking awesome. It is really fucking awesome, and I highly recommend it. It's only $10. It's really fun. I've also been playing a game called Ill Will that is I'm not 100% sure where it's made, but it has a very creepy aesthetic, and not by the way that it's outwardly creepy. It's more of the way the art direction takes it and the creator's like idea of spacing and just it's such a weird game. It's so gorgeous. I've shared some screenshots onto my Twitter. I wish I could throw them up right on here on screen, but unfortunately that doesn't work that way. But it's a very eerie game just by the way how it's also a gorgeous game too. It's actually fucking crazy how pretty that game is. But it's a ton of fun. That's $20. It's new. Outside of that, what have I else been playing? Gears of War, that's awesome. Fuck the matriarch though. Fuck. my favorite thing is like I'm like, I dodged it, and all of a sudden I just see Matt's corpse fucking explode. I didn't. Fuck, dude, that fight was, and then sometimes it would like lag a bit or something. Oh my god. Outside of that, what else have I been playing?
Doom.
Oh my god, I have my fucking podcast playing on my phone. What else have I been fucking playing? I feel like I've been playing something else, not Doom, but like actually something else, and I've literally forgot.
You haven't been playing Doom at all.
No, I've been playing Doom every fucking day. But yeah, I'm just really excited for the weeks to come. I just want to play Redfall. It's funny that I'm getting more invested into it as hopefully I hope the release is smooth. I really hope the release is smooth.
We'll talk about that later for sure, though.
Yeah, maybe not smooth on console, but
hey, it might be a rock salt 30. Who knows, right?
One would hope. I think a smart thing for them to do too would have like that uncap and just use VRR variable as like a band-aid thing for now. But I mean, I'm not a developer. But Outside of that, I think that's really it. I'm probably gonna remember something later. I've been playing a bit of Jedi Fallen Order. That's fine. It's fun. I need to go back to playing it. Dead Island 2's Dead Island, not Dying. Dead Island 2 is coming out soon. Yeah, that's really
Oh,
it.
shit, that is coming out soon.
Yeah, and it's apparently
Yep.
some previews came out today, and it's looking pretty good.
Nice, good for that game.
I saw that. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, process of elimination. I guess it's me next.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Never.
so actually, I'll get the big one out of the way. I mean, I haven't been here last week, so really, right after that podcast, I'll go back to Astrobot. I actually sold myself on that game the way I was talking about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna freaking, Astrobot, the game.
No, yeah, I know. It's how you said the. You're saying that. We go.
Because I was talking about, I was like, man, I want to play that game again because like the last time I played that game was 2019. So I was like, you know what? So I just popped in my PS4 and I started a new save file. And my God, that game is even better than I remember it. Like, like honestly, like I was underselling it last time when I was talking about it. Because like even when I'm playing when I
grow up there and buy a VR headset. You are underselling it.
Twan said he undersold it last time we talked about it. Last time we talked about it, he said it was so good he cried.
I know, what the fuck.
He undersold it.
You said two things. You told people to grow a pair and buy a set, and then and you said it also made you. How could you undersell it? I think you sold it.
I love that.
Yeah, because I was playing because I already have a good amount of experience with the PSVR 2, right? So realistically, you think if I put the PSVR 1, I'd be like, this looks like crap, right?
Yeah.
But like even still, like I was still impressed by the way the game looked. Like the optimization in that game is actually like crazy, and I'm playing it off a base PS4. Keep in mind, so it's not like I'm having any PS5 enhancements or anything like that. So yeah,
it's not backwards compatible, right?
It is back. It is kind of like realistically, I could hook up the PSVR 1 headset, but it's just too many wires.
Okay, I get what you mean. Okay,
yeah, you need like an adapter or something. Like screw it, I'm just gonna leave the VR 1 because you have that whole box you have to plug into it.
Okay,
I don't want to mess with it, so I'd rather just leave it the way it is and just use my PS4 for that. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing that, and I beat the whole thing in like 2 sittings because it was just addicting. I couldn't drop it. So after I cleared that, I actually started even playing Resident Evil 1 and not Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 7 in VR as well. And that game is like in VR, it's a freaking brand new game when you play in VR because like even when I'm playing Resident Evil 8, I go to Resident Evil 7 and it's just a much creepier game. There's like very few enemies, but like the enemies that do show up, it's like, oh my God, because like you have like no ammo, you have like 5 bullets at you, so it's like a lot more tense just seeing like one enemy drop down, especially in VR. Like my whole body would like jump,
Oh shit.
So,
Oh my God.
yeah. So
I just choked on my fucking drink.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that, and then what else I've been doing? Oh yeah, I got this PS2. Like my uncle works at a Goodwill, so he was like, I told him like if you ever get like a fat PS2, let me know. So then he got one, right? And this thing didn't really work properly. It wasn't reading discs. So I've been trying to fix that. What was it? Sorry. Hours. Like the fat PS2. I have it like right over here.
Oh, nice.
It was like my task to try to fix that. So I was trying to adjust a laser. I spent like 5 hours. Like fuck this. I just bought a new laser on Amazon, and it worked a bit better, but like it worked enough to get the job done. So I'm like, okay, that's it. It's fixed.
Pardon me.
So I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. And luckily it's good because I wanted to get a second one because Time Crisis 2 and 3 you could link two consoles together. Time Crisis. Right? And then I have another CRT downstairs, so I'm hoping to get like the setup going on when I could like have one on one TV and another on another TV, and it could do 2 players that way. So it'd be sick to get that set up one day. But look, now I have the consoles where I just need to get the cable. It's like an iLink cable. So yeah, hopefully I could I'll get that soon. And what else I've been playing? Oh yeah, I've also been playing Jet Set Radio Future on my OG Xbox. That game's fantastic. Have you played that game?
Yes.
Yes, classic.
Absolutely. You're talking about the one on Xbox, right?
Yeah, the OG Xbox. Yeah, Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, I had that with the Sega GT.
Yeah, because it was bundled in with a lot of OG Xboxes. It was like a packing game for a good while, so it was like a combo.
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, Jet Set Radio.
I'm pretty sure the one my brother got had Jet Set Radio. I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, because I remember playing it as soon as he got his Xbox.
Yeah, it's a very common game. Like
it's 2 games on one disc.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because like you get that game for like $5. It's just that common, right? But the thing is, though, if you want to get a standalone copy of Jet Set Radio Future, that should cost you like $80 because there's just so many other versions of the combo disc out there to the point where they didn't really
$8.
Yeah, it's like $8. You get it for like $9, like the
damn.
combo disc, right? But if you want the standalone copy, it's gonna cost you like $90.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess they didn't really make that many of the standalone versions. They just kind of really pushed the combo disc. You know,
the Xbox, can I say real quick, Twan? I always thought the Xbox and Sega like partnership. I can't explain it, but the original Xbox generation is so fucking special to me that I can't like. It's weird how special that generation was to me. I think
there's a lot of people like a lot of people would call like the Xbox, like the original one, like the Dreamcast too. Like people.
Oh yeah,
it has that same energy, right? Where it focuses on
absolutely.
Online. It's got the memory cards even on the controller as well. It's just it has the same vibes, you know. And obviously the Sega partnered with Microsoft during that time. They made a lot of exclusive games like Jet Set Radio, obviously. You know, Sega GT, Panzer Dragoon. There's a lot of Sega exclusive titles on the original Xbox as well.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a great console. The OG Xbox is just in general one of my favorite Xbox consoles. I just love that thing.
I absolutely miss the vibe of the original Xbox.
Just going in the menu interface, just seeing like the green and it's just perfect. The boot up,
his balls off the wall. It was like the marketing was fucking insane. Everything about that console was crazy.
That was peak Xbox branding, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like 360 obviously was more like obviously like successful and all that, but like the original Xbox was like. And not in a way like not Sega. What was that company? Like you're a fucking idiot if you don't play our games. Like actually they all that was Sega. They have literal commercials insulting you, and it's like it's funny. Don't get me wrong, but it's like Xbox was kind of like, you know, funny enough, a lot of people hated this, but like the Xbox console was like that dude bro buddy gamer console. But I fucking loved that.
Remember like the Dark Master?
Dark Master when he's playing Mech Assault and NFL.
He's
like
Xbox
Live.
Wow, this is voice chat, you know.
And you could, dude. Like it's like, I mean, I understand like
early 2000s energy, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably part of it also nostalgia, so I can't get way too lost in it. But I loved that energy when I was a kid.
I miss it. Yeah,
it was a great console. That was a very fantastic console. All right, so that is what we've been playing. I think we can hop into our topics now. And first, I feel like we should just start with the big one, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely the big one this week. And that is Redfall. Launching at 30 FPS on Xbox Series S and X consoles, 4K 30 on Series X, 1440p 30 on Series S. Now, Ham and me have already talked about this a lot. I really want to hear what Twan thinks about this, but I also want to hear what Mike thinks about this. Because, Mike, we've kind of talked about it in party chat.
Yep.
But what are your thoughts? What were your initial thoughts when you heard this, and have they changed since you heard this?
Twan, would you like to go first?
I guess I'll go first. I mean, the first thing I saw when I saw that, I was like, man, the console warriors are gonna have a field day with this one. You know, like I just saw, that's all I see now. It's just like, whoa, you know, Xbox can't run a company, this, that, you know, it's just, oh my gosh, it's just terrible. But I mean, I'm honestly part of the group that thinks it should get delayed because I mean, like, if you know that the game could run at 60, and you just have to wait, might as well just wait until that's ready, you know. So clearly, it could run at 60 because they promised it already that it's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they had to. It does really have that energy where it's like, okay, we're kind of rushing this out because, it's clearly there. I mean, like, you know, we're not idiots, especially since, like I said, they promised 60. Like, just them, like, if they didn't promise 60, I'd honestly be more confident they didn't rush if they didn't promise 60. But the fact that they did promise it's like, okay, now I know that they're rushing it because they know 60 is even possible in the first place, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And there's also this other thing where people are like, oh,
you're cutting out, Twan. Your Canadian internet's kicking in.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers is
Mr. Rogers is knocking on your door.
Wait, what part did you hear? Which part did you not hear?
You
just
just saying,
cut out for a half a second.
yeah,
Yeah.
you were starting a
Okay,
new
okay.
subject, and then that's
Yeah, because yeah. But anyways, so what I'm saying is, with this whole news with Redfall being 30, now people will be like, "Oh, is Starfield going to run at 30?" Even though I'd be more impressed if Starfield was running at 60. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Starfield's got that bigness to it, where it's
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
I'd be like more willing to forget that if it was at 30 because just the scale of that game, you know.
Oh yeah.
So like if
You're
if
one of
they
the few people
announce,
with the actual
yeah,
reasonable sense. Some people are
exactly
actually,
right.
some people are doubling down, saying if Starfield 60, I'm fucking done with Xbox.
Like
Fuck it off. Like some
like,
people
I
are
don't know, like when was
freaking
the
out.
last like 60 on console? Like I don't even like when was the last time that was a thing?
On its 40th re-release of Skyrim, that's when.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wait. I had to download a user mod to fix it. Like, remember that, Matt? I had to download a mod to make it stop hitching.
Like,
what the fuck?
I'll tell you what, people expecting Starfield to launch at 60 on console, if you're done with Xbox, if that doesn't happen, you might as well get ready to sell that Xbox.
Yeah,
You might as
right.
well get
Yeah,
ready to sell it because it's not happening. And if it does happen, then
it's impressive.
I'll be ecstatic.
Yeah.
I'll be ecstatic
Yeah.
if that happens. But I'm not holding out hope for that. I'm really not.
no.
Yeah, like
I think it's unfair almost.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
I mean, like
I almost think it's
the scale
unfair.
of that game, the way that they're promising it. If it comes out the way that they're promising it, I'd be shocked if they could even make it run.
I'll be
at a
shocked if
smooth
I
60.
can run it at 60 FPS, man.
Yeah,
Knowing fucking Bethesda,
Right.
like I'll be shocked. Like,
Even just knowing the way their games usually released,
yeah, it's
where it's like they're usually not a smooth 60. But
it's gonna be buggy, and then on top of that, there's too much going on in that game for it to. It's just it won't happen. They might add 60 later, which would be cool, but that's not happening at launch. But
yeah, I mean, like I'd be perfectly fine with it though. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of.
I would be totally fine to play it at 30.
So,
I could care
yeah,
less.
I mean, with
Redfall,
Redfall, it's a different story, right? Because it's a bit more faster paced, right? There's a bit more emphasis on the combat than I'm pretty sure what Starfield has. Starfield's more of like an RPG, right? Where it's like, oh, you shoot and there's a number,
Yeah,
so,
it's kind of like
it's a different style of combat.
A part of the role playing experience. You're not playing a shooter. It's like, I mean, you're still shooting. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you're kind of role playing, like whatever the fuck you're doing in that moment.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a numbers game in a sense, It's but yeah. So that's my thoughts on it. I mean, like, I kind of hope they delay it, but I don't know. I'm honestly even debating if I'm going to play the game when it comes out. Honestly. Like, it really depends on the press and everything, if it's even worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't, like, too crazy for the game originally anyways. Yeah. So it was more of, I might play it, I might not play it. So, I mean, I'm not like that, torn about this whole thing because, like, it was always a maybe for me from the start. But I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about it, because, like, I want Xbox to have a W, so... It's just nice competition, right? So
that would be nice. Just for Xbox to have like two W's in a row. Just Hi-Fi Rush, and then the next
Redfall.
thing that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's just nice seeing them, release successful games, right? So
exactly. But Mike, go ahead.
Oh yeah, about to say. So I'm gonna try to keep it short because I don't want to go on a tangent. No one gives a fuck.
Bud. Take your time.
I'm not disappointed in Arcane per se. I'm not going to shit on them because that's not exactly what I do. However, I'm frustrated. It's such like I have some grounds to be frustrated with them because every single gameplay presentation they have shown has been at 60 frames with Xbox button prompts. And now what I can, and this is a talking point that I have once heard before, because during the 360 generation, and especially during the Xbox One generation, it's always been a common practice to play your build on PC so they can put the textures up a little bit. And they can play with the controller, and it's kind of like, whoa, this is a proof of concept, and I understand. However, I think the standards, and this isn't me shitting over Redfall, I'm gonna play it when it comes out. I'm not gonna, granted, I'm gonna be playing on PC, so I'm gonna be playing whatever fucking frame I want to play at. But I feel like the standard has gone up for like gaming as a whole. That no one. I'm not saying delay the game, even though I personally think the game would be best to launch at 60 frames a second for the type of game it is. I feel like where it's purely a first-person shooter, I feel like it'd be greatly beneficial for it to launch at 60 frames. Outside of Arcane displaying multiple gameplay demos at 60 frames, I'm not incredibly frustrated with them. Admittedly, it's a little annoying when you see it like that. And also, the Xbox store did have it listed as a 60 plus FPS game on their webpage for months. And I admittedly don't think that's really okay to do. I mean, it's good they updated it before launch. Don't get me wrong. It's good they were fully clear. I'm not going to ship completely all of them because I don't want to like brutalize a developer. I don't like doing that. Unless they have a broken PC port, Arcane. But anyways, then I'll be a very unhappy Michael. But I think Xbox itself has a messaging issue because they are going off about how 60 FPS is going to be the baseline always. And that's just not the reality. And I think in general, Xbox kind of has their own messaging problem, to be kind of honest with you. I feel like this is a bigger issue than Redfall just being 30 FPS. And let me explain why. Xbox pushed itself as being the world's most powerful console that's supposed to push crazy high frames at almost every given point in time. Now, we know that's not reality. Any of us in the tech space know that's not reality. That console has a GPU that's equivalent to a 270 Super /2080 in that ballpark. We know that thing was not going to be pushing at native 4K crazy high frames. It's not realistic. However, when a platform is touted as the most powerful, most strong, best at everything, essentially, and your premier game is coming out and it doesn't even reach the bare minimum of which you guys were touting, which is 60 FPS, and also no ray tracing either, which I don't really personally care that much for ray tracing, but as you know, the Series X, a big push for it was that it could do ray tracing. It kind of sucks. And it's kind of like more so a messaging thing. I feel like people are more so frustrated with how Xbox handles the marketing of the platform itself and of its games rather than Arcane in particular. I mean, sure, some people are angry at Arcane for how it is, how the game is launching at 30 frames. Personally, I mean, to me, it does look like a nice game. Don't get me wrong, but launching at 30 frames, you understand what I'm trying to say, though. I feel like it's like a messaging thing. It's a marketing thing. Every game being shown at 60 frames a second. Every time they've ever showed the game, except the announcement trailer, like you said in your video, Matt, which was a great video, by the way. Every single piece of media for this game has been at 60 frames, at very high quality, at 4K, you name it. Now, switch back over to Xbox saying every single game you're going to be playing is going to be 60 frames. It's going to be 120 frames. It's going to be at native 4K. There's going to be ray tracing. It's kind of a kick in the nuts. Not exactly to someone that's, tech savvy and understands this shit, but for someone looking in, or for someone that kind of bought these consoles as a promise for always having that high quality experience, I kind of get where they're coming from, where they're frustrated. More so, I mean, how much can Microsoft do? I think realistically, the messaging is what people are most pissed off at, rather than what the game being 30 frames. If that makes sense, because of the promise of always having high frames with ray tracing and all that nonsense. I mean, people, don't get me wrong, are frustrated at 30 frames, but yeah, I mean, I personally would still play it at 30 frames. I mean, I'm gonna play it at higher frames. I mean, that's going to launch with DLSS 3, so I'm likely going to be, unless it's a broken-ass port, look, we don't know, I'm hopefully going to be playing at 120. So, we'll see. But once again, it could be completely fucking broken, and maybe playing at console at 4K 30 might be actually the best way to play that game. And I want you to think about that for a second, because that's a possible reality.
I imagine.
Yeah, that's an actual possible reality.
I mean, Half-Life Rush is a really good PC port.
Oh yeah,
I guess that's more Tango, I guess.
Yeah.
But
So
I
feel
gonna,
like Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna, because you said there was no ray tracing. I swear I thought they said this will have ray tracing.
It
With
will, but not at
DLS.
launch.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
It'll launch with DLS 2 and 3, and ray tracing will be coming at some point in the future, which, in my opinion, fuck the ray tracing. Get the game running at 60.
Yes, priority.
But who knows? It's probably different sides of the development team handling both. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Do I think people should say this game fucking sucks and it's garbage? No. Do I wish Arcane kind of were a little bit more transparent about it all a little bit earlier on? Yes. Does the marketing
right before launch is a bad move? You know?
Yeah, I mean, and like, is Microsoft's like push for like since 2020 the world's most strongest console, 120 frames, fucking 4K ray tracing, the best, not the best look? Yeah. But I'm not gonna shit all over Arcane, and I'm not even necessarily gonna shit over Xbox, but there needs to be a better managing of expectations of what people can really expect. Because right now I can understand why people are bummed out. And kind of sad, because I mean, like, a lot of games, like, I can't think of any first-person shooter in the recent years on the new gen consoles that launched at 30. Can you?
I mean,
this might be the first. And now it's
be.
first party launching on the world's quote unquote strongest console. Mm-hmm. So I can understand the frustration, as long as people don't get super toxic about it. That is.
Yeah,
that's enough to me.
Definitely get the frustration. Ham, I've definitely heard you talk about this. Is there anything at all you wanted to add that you haven't said already?
I said it on their page that people understandably feel bamboozled by what they've been anticipating. Just for the fact that that you know that it's something that you intended to do, but it's not going to be there at launch. So, in other words, you're telling me that you missed the deadline and Xbox has to put it out anyways because you guys have a working version that's complete, but you didn't get the other thing quite finished yet, which I don't know. I think it could have been better handled, I guess. Like, I feel like when this was delayed initially, like last year, they could have been a little bit more on top of why it was delayed, or just something like I've said before. Like, to me, like, this is one of the richest companies in the world. Like, you can afford to be clear with your audience and whatnot without putting out too much information. You can afford to do that, and to wait until just like couple weeks before launch to say surprise we changed it, like, is just a little like it's a little like tone deaf in my opinion, and it's very much like what you would kind of maybe come to expect from previous launches of other video games, including in-house Xbox games. I mean, you can say Halo if you want to say in-house games, but I mean, if you want to sit around and bash Xbox all day, you can jump across the aisle and say, "How about factions?" Like, like there's a normalcy of games coming out where there's a hype, and then you crush a good portion of hype for what to me is kind of no reason. I mean, sure, if you delayed factions, I mean, if you delayed The Last of Us 2 until factions, it maybe have not ran out there and got the game of the year that year, but it was fighting against itself. You were fighting against what? Ghost of Tsushima? Like, come on. Yeah. like in my opinion, if you would have waited on The Last of Us and then dropped the remake of Last of Us 1 and put Last of Us 2 and factions together and had a TV show, I mean, you can't miss right there.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, that's just that's just kind of where I kind of see it, and I understand like they did win Game of the Year and it's fantastic, and who knows what Last of Us 2 could run up against if they were to come out with it this year versus like Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. Like, I mean, that's all like I understand what I'm doing. A lot of is a whole bunch of hearsay, but I'm just kind of thinking from like the standpoint of a customer where you get something previously or you're told something previously, your anticipation's there, but they don't deliver on that, and some people act like you're crazy for like being a little frustrated about it. It's like I get it. Be frustrated and move on. I'm with that camp. Be frustrated and say what you say and move on. But I'm also with the camp of be frustrated. Like if you're mad and you don't like something, let them know, or else
that's all things that get fixed, right?
So, I mean, exactly. Or else, what are you gonna do the next time? We're already all the way out to the point where we're getting games that we pay months in advance for completely broken. We're already there. How much more do you want to give them? You know what I mean? You got to stand up at some point and at least voice your opinion. You don't have to throw your money, but at least be, have the balls to say something, as 100%. Swan would say, right? Have the balls to do it, right? Just go out and buy it. Quit whining.
Grow a pair, and while you're at it, also buy that PSVR.
Oh yeah. It's only like with the PS, it's like only like $600.
It's only
for everything.
Yeah, it's a budget headset. Yeah, budget.
Yeah.
I love Good point though, him.
But I'm pretty much in line with everything you guys are saying. I mean, I guess my thought process I'm not so hard on it as I was when the news first dropped. I'm very much still disappointed by it. I don't like it. But
PC at least?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna play it on PC at launch. And then my whole thing is like, well, it works out kind of in my favor if I want to look at it in a weird way, because then I play it on PC, beat it there, and then by the time it gets that 60 FPS patch, I'll play another character on Xbox at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
So it
kind of works. Yeah.
Kind of works out for me in a pretty weird way. But I guess the only thing that made me soften up on it is like,
you're an Xbox. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What is like the timeline for this patch? Because if it's like, okay, the patch is coming out, like we'll have a patch for you.
It'd be like
in a
Halo
week.
Infinite all over again, or something.
Like it's like no, I'm saying like, is it going to be like, oh, we'll have a patch for 60 FPS in a week? Like if it's in a week, then it's like, yeah, don't delay your game for a week. I get it, but like I said earlier on Talk Story with Ham and Blind and Vinny and them, if it's like 2 months from now, like if we're a month past E3, or if we're at E3 and we have like no idea of when this is coming, then it's like, okay, why didn't you delay it?
Yeah.
Or I guess it's not E3 anymore, but you know what I mean. But it's like,
this is all ruse. It's going to launch at 120 frames. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I wanted to ask you guys, I told Ham about this, but did you and Twan see Redfall's official account the day after this announcement? They released a new trailer for Redfall, and the caption for it is just 4K.
Oh.
I thought that was so fucking hilarious. Like, it's basically them saying, look, guys, we get it. Like, we messed up, but fuck it. It's 4K.
Yeah.
It's, I just thought that was
one thing that's good, 4K, that's it.
Yep. I just thought it was hilarious that they did that. But that is the big topic this week was Redfall. But I feel like we can move into the next topic, which is actually something. What's that?
There's another thing I want to add. How do you feel about them using PC gameplay instead of Xbox gameplay in these shows?
That's been a thing forever. But no, sorry, go on. Sorry. Go on, Matt.
I think for me personally, if this is silly because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I think if you're a first party developer, you should be showing your games on the first party machine.
Yeah,
That is my opinion on that. And
you're right.
And the reason I say that is like usually, I mean in theory, in theory this is because in practice reality the last few years it hasn't been the case. But in theory that should mean that everything you play on your PC should just be better. You should whatever you see, you should be getting an even better experience than that. So what you
or at
see
the
should be
very
the
least,
baseline.
a PC that's similar. Dude,
Summary.
English is my
Similar,
words suck.
yeah, like-
Similar to the Xbox or whatever the first party platform is, because there has been times where like developers been like, yeah, this isn't the exact hardware, but this is a PC similar.
Close enough, you know.
Close enough. Why are words so fucking hard for me? Oh my god. Friggin' speech issues suck. Anyways, yeah, but that are close enough in spec where it's. I think. You know, I actually agree with you, Matt, because like just because it has been the way like that doesn't mean it always necessarily should. Unless it's like a third party, then I get it.
Yeah, if it's third party, I don't
care. PC, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
care.
like I get it, but like it's. And the thing that sucks too is because I understand they want to show off their game at like ultra settings and it looks fucking crazy, and it's like, but it's like at the same time though, yeah, like you want to be 100% honest with your audience, or at least show them what they're gonna get right away.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Ham. Where's your answer to that question?
What was the question again? Specifically,
Why do I smell?
So it's like, how do you feel about that? Like, for example, like a first party, first party Xbox game. How do you feel about them using PC footage instead of Xbox footage? Like, how do you feel?
I feel like it stinks.
No.
No, I'm just like it's something. I mean, it's kind of weird because one of your direct competitors uses like, the main piece of hardware that they use, so it kind of wonders. It makes you wonder what the real main piece of hardware is.
True,
right? So.
Yeah, like are they not even focusing on Xbox anymore? Or is that like just a side thing for them at this point? It
feels like, I mean, and that's why people like Clobril came out and said like it makes console players feel like second class citizens. I mean,
good. I'm just kidding. No,
I can totally understand that sentiment because it's just like, well, if you're never gonna show me it running on the Xbox and you're always gonna show me it running on the PC. Are you pretty much telling me that the Xbox is just
there?
Just a person that doesn't want to buy a computer's way to play video games? That's not the meat and potatoes anymore. That's the side.
It's kind of sad.
Kind of weird. Yeah. In that sentiment, it is kind of weird, and it's like kind of not what you want to hear or. Yeah, it's just not what you want to hear, Phil.
Especially someone that when you play on console, right? Kind of just like I said, you feel like the same class citizens, right? So it's like, oh, here's the main version, and Xbox, you get this version, right? 30 frames per second. But we're not even gonna bother showing that because it's not worth showing. It's just it's just off.
Mr. Inferno Games in the chat asking,
Whoops,
are you guys playing? That's fine. Are you guys playing it day one? And yes, absolutely, I'm playing.
Yep.
Yeah, why would I miss out on a good game just because of some frame rate? Like it'll
be good when it gets launched on PlayStation.
I've been excited to play this game. Another game that I'm excited to play, but don't really care about near as much. I don't care about near as much, and I also don't have the access. See, this is the big piece to this game, in my opinion, is access. If this game didn't have the access that it did, it may have got delayed. But it's already ready in 30 FPS, and the access, I'm already paying for the access for it.
Yeah, the Game Pass, right?
So, like, for me to miss out on that game, compared to a game like Gotham Knights that came out at 30 FPS, and that was messy too when it came out. That was messy to a lot of people.
Mega.
To a lot of people's opinion when it comes to that, because that was another game that was being built since, you know, previously into the generation, and here we are now, and we're like, dang man, they couldn't, you know, get it going the way that we wanted to. Yeah, the access for this being that it's already in Game Pass, it makes it easier for me to digest, because I was a person that wanted to cannonball into this game, and now I'm like more or less like I'm a toe dip it for the console, but I'm definitely gonna play it on the PC. Like if it like is not the way I want it on console, I set myself up to be ready to deal with it not being as good as I want it to be on console. And I think a lot of people need to consider that as well. It's like, yo, like, are you, can you, I mean, I hate saying it like this, but it's kind of awkward, but can you afford to complain? Because you're still getting something. It's still in a subscription service. You don't have to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
It might be disheartening, but in my circumstance, where I still where I have 2 different places to play it, 3 if I count my Series S, 3 different places to play.
True, yeah.
Like, it's not going to stop me from being day one at all. Like,
same.
Not even remotely. I'm just disappointed, and I just want Xbox's messaging when it comes to this kind of stuff to be better, and I want them to kind of not put themselves in a box like a year to get a bunch of stuff out that like you just bought this company, you're new with them, you don't even know how they're working exactly yet, and who knows that I mean you just learned now that they could possibly tell you one thing and it can be another. I mean, whether it's a something that made you frustrated or not is beyond what I'm talking about right now, but I'm just saying, like, you don't completely know how they're going to move yet. They're still brand new for you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe not put 12 months around something that you just delayed right after COVID.
Yeah.
And then make everybody disappointed. Like, don't do that. That's not the type of message. We don't want the richest company to rush out and do stuff. We want the richest company to make
rich
us,
people shit.
do that fancy shit. Like,
give
you
me
ain't
money.
rolling up to the party. No, dead serious. Do that fancy shit. Like, you're rich. You're Microsoft. Ain't nobody.
Give me money.
Ain't nobody trying to roll up in a Pinto. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to roll up in a 82 rusty up F-150. Like you ain't doing that. Like, you're the richest company in the world. Handle these things with class and handle your presentation to your fans with class, and just set yourself up better. But to be more light on it, I do want to keep in mind that, and I said this on Blind Show or Talk Story podcast just like a couple hours ago. Like Sarah Bond had her whole she had a interview where she was talking to somebody, and I think the report I read was from GameSpot or something like that. But she was talking about the Activision Blizzard deal, and we're not getting into that, but I just wanted to say that when
we should talk about that for the next 5 hours.
When she mentioned that, she just said it's not all about this deal. It's about the longevity of Xbox. So while I was all frustrated about Starfield, she says this Activision deal isn't all about Xbox. And we're all mad at little old Arcane over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it paints the picture as to how big this is and how little of an issue this really is. This is a minor issue. This is stepping in the mud with your chucks on. This is one of those in comparison, to going to the club and meeting that person. Yeah. This is nothing. This is this is a nothing burger. As soon as that line gets written with a signature and the Activision Blizzard deal goes through, who's talking about this ever again?
No one.
Yeah.
Will this ever be news again?
Man,
exactly.
I mean,
I'm sick of it.
Man, I do got
the
one
doom and gloom
thing
for Xbox is ridiculous out here. Just for this game being 30 frames a second.
It, man. Xbox is dead. They're shutting everything down.
Every game's on PlayStation right now.
Off the back of
I do got random. Can I just say real quick, just so someone reminds me? I do have something interesting about the ABK deal. There's something about another politician stepping in, and I just want to make a brief comment on it later if we can.
What happened with it?
I can't even hear what you just said, Matt.
Just bring it away now.
Just another senator stepped in and said, "Hey, maybe we should be eyeing how PlayStation is doing its exclusive deals in Japan." Like, I personally don't give a shit really about what games they buy out over there, or anywhere really. I mean, the games they buy out don't affect me at all. The genres they buy out, I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't see you playing Fantasy anytime soon.
Yeah, no, no. It could be the only game I have, and I wouldn't be playing it anytime soon. But I found it funny because also like Sean Layden replied, "This is ridiculous. This is." I'm like, dude, come on, don't pretend like you don't know some of the deals that are going on behind closed door to get exclusives. Like,
well, he probably worked on getting those.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just thought that was kind of funny. Where it's like I love Sean Layden, he's great, but like anytime Xbox, I remember there'd be like an article that pop up like Xbox great for all games. You reply, "Are you sure?" I'm like, it was, you know what I'm talking about, Matt. We used to talk about it all the time with Sean Layden. He's a great dude though, but he's very quick to go defend PlayStation, but which makes sense, but it's just entertaining to watch. It's just entertaining to watch. But yeah, this is a politician wanting to look at how Sony gets their third-party deals in Japan and exclusives and all that, and seeing, hey, is that really fair on how they're doing it? It seems kind of like they're making sure Xbox can't be. And to be honest with you, there is kind of wouldn't necessarily say monopoly, but like, I mean, you can kind of see that. I mean, almost like 95% of games coming out of the East over there in general don't make it to Xbox. So it's like,
yeah, because people always say, like, especially with Final Fantasy, people say, "Oh, Final Fantasy won't sell on Xbox," right? But at the same time, why is Sony making these deals with Final Fantasy if it's not going to sell on Xbox anyways, right?
Yeah.
So like,
it won't sell if it ain't fucking there.
Yeah, I mean, like, exactly, right? So, I mean, like, the people say, like, oh, it's not going to sell anyways, right? But Sony has to make the deal in the first place. But why are they making that deal if it shouldn't be a concern? It's going to sell there in the first place, But they, it's a weird situation, right?
I think, to me personally, I don't really give a fuck about this deal anymore. I just want it to be over with. I think I'm only enjoying the fact that certain politicians now are looking over at Sony and being like, "Hey, you're saying like Microsoft's doing a lot of bad shit, but what about you?" And I just think that's hysterical, because some of their arguments, let's be honest, weren't in the best of faith. So it's just entertaining to me to see politicians be like, "Okay, you guys are talking a lot of shit over there, Sony, but like we kind of think you might be doing some of your own shit too." And it's like it's just entertaining, because it's not exactly going the way they wished it would have. So it's a little entertaining to watch on the outside. But on the like, in reality, I want this deal over with. I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore. But you know what's going to happen as soon as this deal ends? You want to know what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
If it goes through, let's say that. The discussion is going to shift now to, and not about Call of Duty, every other game, is it going to be exclusive or not? This is a conversation that's never going to fucking end, and I fucking hate it. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry, I fucking hate it. Oh, right. God. Hell, we still got people wondering if Bethesda games are truly exclusive.
I know, right? Like, was this going to come on PS5?
Yeah,
a lot of people are stupid.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
but also, like, you know, I almost don't even blame people 100% about the whole confusion on Activision, because Microsoft's like, we want everyone everywhere, and the cloud is everywhere, and
I mean,
now
Phil has such a good way with words,
dude,
though, man.
It's like the whole thing with that is, listen to what he's saying. Everywhere is everywhere. It's TV, PC, console.
Gear
phone.
6 might come to PS5. True.
It's like you can play it on your TV, your console, your PC, or your phone. That is literally everywhere. That's what he's saying. I don't.
No,
know.
you're completely right.
It's nuts
but I
that
think
people are so confused about this.
No, you're completely right. I think the only reason why people are gonna be so up in arms about the whole ABK deal is like he really stressed this time more over the Bethesda deal about if it's a popular genre or a franchise, it won't become exclusive. Like, what exactly is a popular franchise considered to them when the only explanation's been Call of Duty? So, but like, to me, I don't care. I really don't care. I just want this deal to be over with. I genuinely do not care anymore. It was cool. The only time I've been excited for this announcement, guys, do you want to know when? You want to know when? When it was fucking announced. And I've hated it every step of the way since. I fucking hated it. Every step of the way since. It's been awful. It's been awful.
The answer to what other popular franchises, it's literally Call of Duty. That's like the popular franchise. I mean, I guess maybe Crash. Yeah, maybe Crash. Maybe Crash.
Diablo.
Diablo, maybe.
Because like Crash would be such a huge
Spyro
at the PlayStation, right? Because like,
I don't think Spyro.
Like, but I feel like if Crash is going to be there, because Spyro, I don't know. That's the thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about, though. Right. It's like now we have to go through the semantics of what makes it a popular franchise.
I don't think Spyro
I want it to
end.
Franchise. I want it to end.
Mike, you did this.
I know. I did it to myself, but it's true. We know. I'm telling you, it's gonna.
I said I'm not trying to get into the but here I'm gonna use this, and then you're like,
oh, dude, it's a rabbit. It's a fucking. It's a hole. It's just a fucking hole. You keep going down. I hate it. All right, I'm done. We're done with that because I won't stop thinking. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Puts himself into a hole and screams.
Dude, that's my life. That is literally my life. All right. That's actually sad. That's true.
Next topic is actually something you guys were talking about before the show, which I mean, I know your opinions on it, but why don't you share them with everybody? Your opinions on Immortals of Avium. Just released a trailer. What was that? Was that Thursday, I believe? They released that trailer?
Yeah.
And it looks really, really good. Now, if you don't know what this is, it is a first-person, kind of like an FPS game, but instead of guns, you're using magic, which is just always a really interesting concept whenever I see that. And I don't know about you guys. I'm really, really sold on this. I'm like, if Dead Island 2 reviews come out and they're not good, I'm just gonna pre-order this probably.
Yeah.
But it looks like
first off, before I give my opinion, Vinny just has shit opinions on a lot of things, and I just want to make that clear real quick. All right. Okay, go back on.
Vinny thought it was gonna be Vinny thinks it's gonna be a pretty mid game. By the way, shout out to Vinny in the chat.
Vinny thinks a lot of things about a lot of games, so I don't really trust him too much. I'm just kidding. But no, I do think he's off the mark with this one. I'm not gonna say it won't have a chance of being a mid one, but just to say that it's mid because it's their first game in the franchise isn't fair. It very well could be a mid game. I mean, I'm personally not the biggest fucking fan of a lot of first games. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the original Halo. Me and Matt talk about that all the time. I mean, recently, that I still play it and I enjoy it, but I much prefer Halo 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's got that first game syndrome, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's like at the same time, though, I want to give companies like just the benefit of the doubt, and it has like industry veterans working on it. You know what I mean? So, but I can see what he's saying. But like without actually seeing any extended gameplay, I'm not just gonna like, you know, that's the thing, Vinny. You're not. But anyways,
what do you say?
He's normally right. Vinny literally just said Vinny's normally right.
Yes.
Vinny's losing his mind. He's talking about himself in the third person.
To himself.
He's lost his mind in the chat. God bless him.
But yeah, I'm excited. Like I'm cautiously optimistic because of the fact that, you know, it is one, like, you know, Vinny did say it is the first in that franchise or whatever the fuck it wants to be,
it's
and
their
it's
first game.
Well, they got
It's their first game. Yeah, that's exactly it too. And it's like, you know, so I'm just looking at Vinny talking to himself in the third person, and it's cracking me. Anyways, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks gorgeous. I don't. What engine's that running on?
That's a good question. I wonder if I doubt it, but I wonder if EA would be willing to give, because that is a third party. I don't believe they own them. Third party access to engines like Frostbite or stuff like that'd be interesting to see. I don't think it's that though. I would be interested to find out what that's running on though. Look that up actually.
What I know they worked on COD and such in the past, but what was the other game? Was it BioShock? What was the other first person? Dishonored? What the fuck was it? No, I can't remember.
I don't think it's Dishonored.
Wait, what are we asking?
What other game did they work on?
Well, like in the past, like the other developers that were like of Immortals.
Yeah, the developers of
this is their first game, I thought.
No, it is,
but
like
the people who there,
like
what did they work on before?
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I think Blind was trying to say it was like Call of Duty ex-developer, and I thought it was something like what Mike said just now about
BioShock,
either Dishonored or BioShock. I can't remember.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm not
so it's
sure
like they have the brain
span
to make addictive, fast gameplay and the brains to make a great story. I'm honestly, I'm mostly interested in just being able to kill things at breakneck speed. So I mean, the story doesn't really matter that much to me. But
yeah,
I hope it's good.
You also think about other first games for studios that EA have published. You look at Respawn and what they did with Titanfall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good first outing. If you can get something of that caliber, granted it's not a multiplayer
Call of Duty
game.
in the past as well.
Yeah, dude, Respawn is they're a fucking ridiculously talented studio. But yeah, I mean, if you get something of that caliber, quality wise, I feel
Vinny's
like
red in the face right now.
Yeah, Vinny's crying. Vinny's just fetal position next to his laptop.
See, the only thing I've seen of this game was that Game Awards thing, where it was like that 1 second of gameplay. That's all I saw of this game so far.
But like, still,
gameplay.
Oh yeah. But Vinny, I will say, literally, we've only seen like 2-second gameplay clips like in a row. Even the most recent trailer, like we can't really. There's no real like concrete like beat I can put down on this game, regardless.
More of a promise of like a fast.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I can just say what they showed looked fun. I mean, I honestly like, no, what's been new, like a new IP at all recently that's completely like taken the world by storm. Like, I mean, like, I'm trying to think.
I guess.
Hi-Fi Rush.
No, but like, I mean, like, that's what I'm about to trying to say is like, I feel like every new IP is just kind of like, oh, that's fun, and then it's like fucking forgotten about. Like the most popular shit in the recent months has been Dead Space, Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of remakes. You know?
Yeah, a bunch of remakes, like, or a sequel to an already existing franchise.
Hi-Fi Rush is pretty good.
Yeah,
Hi-Fi Rush is that one.
Yeah, that was.
But like,
that came out of fucking
but like,
nowhere, IP and everything.
That's like the thing. It's like, but like that's also gonna kind of attributing to my point of like that's studio veterans. Like when you think about rhythm games aren't new. They just made what makes rhythm games really fucking good. They honed in what makes it good. So I'm just gonna wait, and hopefully it's a good experience.
Yeah,
I'm sure that game's gonna be good. Tuan, you said the only thing you saw of this was that the Game Awards.
Was that the Game Awards one was like 1 second long. He's like, it's about to start, and then just turns off like right away. You know.
He stretches his fingers and then it's done.
Like, oh, we're gonna start. Boom, nothing.
I don't even remember that.
So one of the developers are from. He worked on Call of Duty.
Okay.
And they said they said in this article or something that they have written on their page that we had been going for a month, and when we heard that Telltale Games was shutting down and that the entire staff had just been laid off, someone heard that they were commiserating over at a nearby bar, so we drove over and started a meeting with the people of Telltale Games.
Nice. That's
so it looks like they just kind of put together themselves from a bunch of different studios.
Yeah. What was that other game though? I know it was either BioShock or fucking. It must have been BioShock.
It was Halo Infinite too.
This guy,
Mike is everything.
Brett Robbins, he says, yeah, CEO and founder of Ascendant, like worked on famous franchises like Lord of the Rings, 007, James Bond, directed multiple Call of Duty campaigns, and had experience with original IP from scratch with Dead Space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a fucking.
That sounds promising.
Definitely a resume.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm pretty sure Respawn was just a bunch of like ex Call of Duty developers.
Yeah. And that's how they made a game objectively better than Call of Duty.
That's how they made a game objectively better than Call of Duty, and then, well, we all saw how EA killed it.
Yeah, on purpose because they fucking
smothered it.
They literally they didn't just smother it; they smothered it and set it on fucking fire at the same time. That was that wasn't just a murder; that was an execution.
Yeah, they killed it just to keep Battlefield alive.
He is a game designer at Crystal Dynamics on the Gex.
Gex. I miss
and
Gex.
Legacy of Kain franchise.
Legacy of Kain.
Well.
Is there a Legacy of Kain game remake? Is
this
that a
dude
thing,
was
or is
outside? God damn.
Yeah,
this dude's working.
That's definitely a fucking resume. Is there a remake for Legacy of Kain, or is that just something that people want? I thought I heard about that at some point.
That's
people want. I'm
that
pretty
was
sure
just something that people want. I don't know that there's any Legacy of Kain or Soul Reaver or any of that kind of stuff.
Dude, the only thing I remember from that game is like the demo on like PlayStation Underground. And I thought it was like
dude, I miss those demo discs so much.
It was like the weirdest demo. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was lost. I don't think I even finished the demo. I just turned it on. I thought it looked good. I was like, this is cool. But yeah, I'd be down for that. Go ahead and get on that. Somebody make it. Like, just do it, please. But moving on to the next topic. Wait, does anybody else have anything to say about Immortals of Avium before we move on?
Looks fucking pretty.
I barely know anything about it, but I mean, I will give EA. EA has been releasing a lot of good shit, man.
They have.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like even like I was checking my PlayStation account. I'm like, man, I got 2 EA games I played back to back. That's like never happened in years. I got Need for Speed Unbound, and then Dead Space right after that. Like on the list of games I was playing, I was like, man, I'm playing EA games. That's just something I didn't think I'd be doing.
This year will be the first year in a long time that I've bought 3 games from EA.
It's insane, and at full price I bought them too.
Yeah, at full price.
I didn't wait for a sale. I just bought them at full price because they looked promising to me.
Yeah, that is something that has not happened for me in a long time.
So it's a good thing they're getting their shit together.
Hats off to them. Hopefully they can keep it up. And what's that?
I was gonna say they also have people from 2K, Hangar 13, Cloud Chamber, and Visual Concept.
Man, they got a fucking trio of people. I swear to God, I read something about BioShock somewhere. I don't know why. Maybe I fucking dreamed that up.
No, just that fever dream you had.
Probably.
No. Dude, Mike woke up sweating, panicking.
I guarantee. I know I'm right. What is this game called? I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's Halo Infinite.
I can never.
Next topic.
Shut up.
On to the next topic. We've got Ubisoft Plus launching on Xbox, and it is awesome.
Yeah, Dead Space, Halo, and BioShock. Awesome. They got devs from Dead Space, Halo, and BioShock. That's all I wanted to say. I found the tweet.
Yeah,
that'd be insane if it went on Game Pass.
Yep. Sorry, I had to say that.
It would be normal if it went on Game Pass. It would be like nice, but I wanted to throw this out there. We talked about it a little bit on Bullshit on Friday AM, but first of all, does anybody here care about Ubisoft Plus, like at all?
Not really.
Anyway, shape, or
form. To be honest.
Oh my
mildly,
God,
but mildly, but this is the thing. They don't have anything that would make me stay over a month.
Just before we ruin this, I wanted to just say one last thing about the last topic. They do have a podcast called Rise Above for Ascendant Studios. They only have
Ascendant Studios has a
412
podcast. Hold on now.
Ascendant Studios has their own YouTube channel. And
What?
They have
Whoa,
a
hold on
podcast that's 50 minutes long at like episode 1s, and it's like an exclusive. It says exclusive. Can you scare the man behind Dead Space? And it has Brett Robbins, the guy that I was just talking about, and another guy.
That's
the
wild.
Creative director at Motive Studios doing an interview together. So that's something that you can check out.
Huge red flag. Shut up, Vinny.
Definitely check this out because they've got like actual content on there, like stuff that's not just related to Immortals of Avium, like actual Dead Space's original creator reacts to the remake, how game designers tell great stories featuring Brett Robbins, what did actual game developers pick for game of the year. Like they've got actual like legit content on here, and they only have 413. I've got more subs than them. What's going on? What's happening?
I bet people just don't even fucking know, man. Like I didn't even know. I know everything
about this at all. Get these guys some subs. What are we doing? But go ahead and sub to that channel and check out those videos. I'm gonna actually watch some of those after we're done with this podcast. But moving on to the next topic, which is again Ubisoft Plus. Now, again, we talked about this on Bullsitting, but Mike, you said you have some interest in Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah, it's like they got games on there I'd like to check out, but it's like I think about it and I'm like, would I be really subbed to this in over a month or two? No.
Yeah.
Like I feel like all the games worthwhile playing will be done in like a month or two. Mm-hmm. And then I just move on.
see, I've got a video on this coming out, and I wasn't gonna do that video, but I woke up in a not awesome mood, and is because it's fucking hot and humid outside. It's not anymore. A cold front came through, thank God. But
hi, Julia. Sorry, friend of mine's in chat.
Oh my God, that reminds me of a video. Oh my God, Mike. Okay, all right.
What? Wait, what? Did I do something?
Julia, what happened just now?
You say in a hi, Julia. Just dude, I'll tell you after the show.
Oh my God!
I'll tell you after the show.
Now.
It's nothing
I'm afraid
bad.
for Julia too.
It's nothing
really
bad.
Just happened.
It's nothing bad. It's just there's a video. This guy's never mind. But like,
okay, well, tell me later.
Yeah,
poor Julia.
I'll tell you later.
Poor Julia.
It's not bad. Don't worry about it. It's not bad. But yeah, I made a video on this. I gave some thoughts on it, and I'm just of the opinion, specifically on Xbox, because on Xbox to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, it costs $17.99.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane. That's crazy.
Yep. That's like Game Pass, right? Like
that's more than Game Pass.
Oh shit, that's right.
Now Julia's worried.
Yeah.
What am I? No,
yeah.
Now Julia's worried. What
it's more than Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what did you say?
I said now Julia's worried. What are you guys saying about me?
Nothing, Julia. You're fine. Matt's just having a moment.
Fine. You're fine. I just remembered a video that was super dumb.
Oh, is Julia in
that
the chat?
Yeah,
she's a friend of mine.
I just remembered a super dumb video, and somebody in it was named Julia, and for some reason I thought of it. Okay.
Julia's the best. She's she's a really good friend of mine. She's not mad.
It's very good to hear.
Maybe why should she be, but she's not, yeah.
But yeah, I just
kicks
thought
my
it was
ass
insane.
after the show. Go on.
I can only hope.
Shut the fuck up.
But I just thought it was insane that it was $17.99 and that it's like not offering anything remotely worth that.
No day one games or anything like that?
Well, they have day one games, but it's literally only Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's kind of shit.
So it's
more than Game Pass Ultimate.
More than Game Pass Ultimate.
That comes with EA Play. That comes with EA Play.
Dude,
premium.
We talked about this on Bullsitting. EA Play by itself is $30 a year.
Wow. That's actually not terrible.
Dude,
just $30 for a whole year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Annually. That's not terrible.
You can't be asking $17.99 per month for your service
games.
for Ubisoft games. That's insane. Now that's why I brought this up. I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Twan, do you even play Ubisoft games
Honestly,
besides Rayman?
I was gonna say like like I don't even remember the last time I don't remember the last time I played an Ubisoft.
Get his ass.
Like I don't really play any of the modern Assassin's Creed games. I haven't played them since like maybe Assassin's Creed 2.
Odyssey's a masterpiece if you ever played
Like
it.
I haven't played any of
Odyssey's
those games.
fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Rayman games. I love the Rayman games. Those are just those are more of my thing. But other than that, like what's the last time I played an Ubisoft game? Fuck,
Dude,
man. Like I don't remember. I just don't remember. Because I don't really play Assassin's Creed games. I mean, they make Far Cry. I don't really even play Far Cry. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm playing any of their games. I really don't.
I mean, it's really their studios. It's Far Cry. It's rare they release something new. They did do it twice this gen so far that I'm aware of. They did Immortals Phoenix Rising, which people love that game. Then they also did Riders Republic, which is, it's an interesting thing. I bought it whenever it launched. I got to be honest with you guys, I've played maybe 45 minutes of it.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying you didn't need it and you weren't going to buy it, and then you bought it like a day later.
Yeah.
Right? Was that the one?
Yeah. Yeah. There's like 2 games at the time. It was that and Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's like, I can wait on both of those, and then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I bought them. And
I don't think you've beaten either of them.
No, I haven't. I played a good amount of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I've never beaten it. I kind of want to restart it on PC. I'm not sure yet. We'll see about that.
Apparently, it's a really good game.
Yeah, people love that game. But Riders Republic is a fun game. It's just not. I don't know. There's something about Ubisoft where it's just like they make pretty fun games, but outside of Far Cry and the occasional Assassin's Creed, none of their games ever wow me anymore.
Yeah, they don't really experiment much. I feel like they
it's
similar formula.
It's like
kind of stick with it.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I am still looking forward to Beyond Good and Evil 2, but I'll probably be 40 by the time the game comes out.
That's another.
You'll be dead.
Yeah, that's another thing I bring up in my video, dude, and that'll be out tomorrow. But it's like, there's a lot of Ubisoft's been messing up quite a bit lately. And
dude,
Beyond
like
Good and Evil's just another one of the examples.
I mean, like Skull and Bones is supposed to be out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that shit's like that.
It's on like its 7th delay.
Dude, I mean, I'm not saying that game's done, but dude, that's not a good look in any fucking. It's like it's cool that it's getting the love it needs, but like that's just not a good look when it comes to management in any form.
Vinny in the chat says their games are the equivalent to white bread.
Honestly, like.
Oh god, I love.
Kind of tastes okay, but like ends up not being fulfilling.
It's fine, but there's better bread.
Job, Yeah.
There's better bread, and you can't
like
be charging a premium for your white bread because that's insane.
Exactly, a perfect analogy.
Yeah, it's. I just want to bring that up. Twan, you're so I take that you're definitely not getting Ubisoft.
Oh, not a chance.
Yeah,
like I'm not even like look at that.
I can't say I blame you, Mike. You're definitely getting it. We've already established that.
Yeah,
and you're also definitely getting it. We've already established that.
Yeah.
We can.
You want to know what? Oh, sorry. Go on, Ham. You go first.
What's that?
Oh, you know it. I said you know it. I can't
exactly.
Wait.
Exactly. Ham's very excited.
Killer service for a low price.
What is that?
Ham.
Have we ever got Ubisoft games on Game Pass before? Like I don't even know.
We have a bunch of them on Game Pass.
Oh, isn't that something that you bring that up?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on Game Pass, which would lead you to believe that they'll probably be taken out.
Yeah, right. So
which is like if you I said this on Bullsitting. If someone is playing Far Cry 5 for the first time at like 60 FPS on their Xbox, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take this out of Game Pass now." If you're not absolutely in love with that game, your reaction to that is going to be like, "Okay, I guess I'll play something else."
Yeah.
So it's like, because you're not going to pay $18 to finish your playthrough of Far Cry 5.
Just buying it straight out.
Yeah, especially because Far Cry 5 goes on sale, or any Ubisoft game goes on sale like every 10 days for like $6.
Like you can find them for free on the street. Those games,
Yeah.
like
go to a CD Key site and get it for like $7.
You know what's funny too with Ubisoft's game deal, whatever its service was, is there was, I think the reason why they even had it that high is there was a time period where they thought they were going to be pushing out at least 3 games a year, every year. And to them, they were like, oh yeah, this is going to be worth it. But now, like, when the fuck has been their last AAA release? That's been like a big game. I actually can't remember.
It's Far Cry 6, as far as I'm aware. And
that is way too long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think their idea was, oh, we're gonna have multiple releases, and you know, because of they got Ubisoft Play or whatever, they're gonna get all the DLC for free, so they'll keep paying for it, which will buy time for this, and we'll throw indies in there, but now it's like there ain't fucking shit there.
Yep.
You know, I don't know.
It's not a great look at all. But
I just want to say I have 69 health left. Funny number. That's all I gotta say.
Proud of you.
You're welcome.
But yeah,
you're welcome.
If you want to see a fat guy rant about that, check out my YouTube tomorrow, and that will be up, and you guys can listen to that and have
the YouTube channel is Hard Days Mike. I'm just kidding.
Check out Hard Days Mike on Twitch. He'll be streaming the premiere of my video tomorrow.
Could you imagine?
I've already set that up with him. I really do appreciate that.
You're welcome, bud. Anything for you.
Yes. Nice guy, Mike.
Anything for Matt. Anything for Matt.
Oh, Mike is fantastic. Mike is fantastic.
Mike is fantastic. And Matt, you're such a nice guy.
I appreciate that. But yeah, that actually rounds out our topics for this week. Unless you guys have anything you want to add real quick at the end.
I had a nice episode this week. This was fun.
This was a good episode. I feel like this was a pretty tight episode. But yeah, if we don't have anything to add, I feel like we can kind of move it on to the outros. Do you guys want to do overrated, underrated at all?
Well, we didn't talk about any hot takes, right?
I think we're not doing that anymore.
Well, Twan, we're not doing that anymore, bud.
Unless you have one. I have a mini hot take.
I actually have one. I actually have one take.
Oh, you go first one.
Hey, let's hear it. Let's hear it, bud.
So I've actually seen a lot of people saying this about the whole Redfall situation. So people are saying because of the fact that Redfall is on Game Pass, that actually makes Xbox want to release it at 30 frames per second because they don't have to put that effort into trying to sell someone on a $70 game. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I've been seeing a lot of people say that, right?
Yeah, it's a scary.
Like, why wouldn't they want to give people?
Yeah, I don't think they want to do that.
I mean, that's back.
Silly.
That statement itself sounds backfiring. Like, why would they do that?
They're so like, we don't have to sell them a game, so like, we'll just throw it on Game Pass and then not worry about it because
I feel like the best argument you can have with that is they're willing to put it out undone because of Game Pass, but I don't think that they're going to just like, oh well, like 30 FPS is the only way we can go from now on. Like, I think this is them just, this is what they got available and this is what we're getting. It's unfortunate, and as I said earlier, like, I think it's just the beginning of what Xbox is trying to do. You can totally tell that the way that they're moving with Arcane and some of the stuff, that the way that they're doing this stuff is new to even them. They don't even know how to run it completely properly. So with them getting better, I'm just expecting better. But this is a good year with it. It's like a good day with clouds.
Sure.
That's kind of what it was. It's kind of like it's a great day, but it's got some clouds in it. Maybe a little bit of scattered rain.
A little bit of wind.
It ain't gonna be a terrible day. So I think it's still gonna be a good year for Xbox, especially as long as they deliver out. I just really want to see Starfield. Other than Redfall, of course, I want to see Starfield. I'm hoping to see Forza before the end of the year, and I want some dope announcements in June. I mean, that's really all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything more than that is bonus.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, Starfield alone, that's gonna be pretty big.
All I need is like the fact that I'm getting a new Arcane game and a new Bethesda RPG in the same year is fucking euphoric to me. but really all I need is Starfield.
Mhm.
All I need is Starfield for literally the next 10 years. I'll be set. I'll be all set. But Vinny actually asked a question in the chat. I didn't know about this, but he asks,
I
how do
do
you
have a
guys
take
feel about...
later. I do want to
Yeah,
remember
for
make sure I
sure,
get
for
that off
sure.
the top of my head. Okay, go
For sure. But Vinny asks, how do you guys feel about Bungie downsizing? I didn't even know
Oh yeah, I think I heard
Bungie
about that actually.
downsized.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, some employees were let go.
Yeah.
oh,
I don't know if that has to do with the DLC, but I think the DLC didn't perform that well or something.
no,
Like
people, I've seen takes, like, what I played of it, I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, the fucking
Yeah.
grapple hook is insane in that thing. But,
Any game
I
with a
don't know.
grapple hook is in its
Yeah,
insane.
I don't know
That
what's
makes
going on in that story. But then again, I couldn't tell you what's happening in Destiny 2 since probably 2019. I couldn't tell you a thing that's going on in that game. So I'm the wrong person to ask. But I did not know they did that. But yeah, I would imagine. I've heard the DLC did not perform
even
up to
critically as well.
up to
Yeah.
standards for Bungie, which is unfortunate, and you never want to see that happen where they got to let people go. But
Got a hashtag let them know as well.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. Yeah, that sadly is the business.
Would you get?
I
think
hate
that
myself.
is because of the DLC, like a backfire because like the DLC didn't do well.
It could be so many things.
Right.
It could be so many.
Some people saying, "Oh, it's because Sony." I don't know.
It could be. It could be
pointing at
because
Sony
of
of
yeah.
this.
It could be because of the DLC. It could be because Sony's just like, hey, you guys are too big.
Sucks. Just kidding.
Yeah. It could be whatever.
They already shut down Japan studio, right? They're like, oh, we have all these people here, just downsize, you know. So I don't know. It's not like they've done it before.
I just hope it's not.
I guess there is a leak there though too.
A leak of what, their next game?
No, just something about Destiny 2.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not the fact that Sony is downsizing them. I feel like if anything, it would be in Sony's best interest to be putting more people. Yeah, put more people on in Bungie Studios, because that's
especially with Activision being belonging to Microsoft now.
Yes, especially like Bungie is now, whether people like this or not, and a lot of people won't like this, and I got to think about it for just a second before I say it. Bungie, you could make an argument now for Bungie being their most important studio. You could make that. You could definitely make that argument. I was gonna say their most talented studio. I wouldn't go that far. Insomniac's pretty nuts.
Insomniac's pretty good.
Yeah, Naughty Dog is also pretty nuts. But
even Sucker Punch is pretty good too.
Dude, Sucker Punch is really underrated.
Sucker Punch is great.
It's really underrated. Really but yeah, Bungie's just like, the things that they can do with an FPS game, not many studios in the industry can do, let alone at Sony's first party.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's a very, very important studio for them. So yeah, I'm gonna look more into that downsizing thing, but I want to read up on that. But Mike, you said you had a take you wanted to bring up.
Oh yeah, so I do want to make it quick just because I'm fucking exhausted. So Intel has been making a great show of trying to improve their GPUs. They've been releasing software update after software updates after software update that has been drastically increasing the performance of their cards. Some games are upwards of a 60% performance increase, which is huge because we know how when that card launched, it played some games a lot better than the competing NVIDIA card of whatever it's supposed to compete with, and sometimes much, much worse. However, I was having a conversation about the importance of, like, it's really impressive because Intel is trying to be that kind of more budget-friendly GPU. They have great ray tracing implementation. They have great hardware to support it. They actually have a very good super resolution equivalent of DLSS. And someone was telling me that, it's just they're just completely half-assed and it launched in an unacceptable state, and it's just not a show of them trying to improve, and it doesn't mean anything. It still can't improve. It still can't compete against the newer cards. All that stuff. So, and I wanted to say, that this is necessary in order for them to, when they do reveal their 4080/4090 competitor, for this shit carries over to that card. The fact that they're putting this much effort into a budget card to make it actually in punching distance of a 3080 in certain games is huge. Is very important. And it's incredibly pro-consumer, because not only does it show the fact of the intention that they want to make sure they have a top-of-the-line GPU for people in that price range, it shows that they're willing to put the time in to give a product that's worth it to consumers. Because right now, the GPU market, more than anything, needs a massive, massive shakeup. AMD and NVIDIA, of course, and more NVIDIA completely. They both are, complacent with what they're doing. NVIDIA is like, well, no one else can do ray tracing and AI shit like us, so we can price it any way we want. And AMD's kind of like, yeah, should really be a $700 or $900, $800 card, but we can charge it $1,000 because our competitor would be only $200 more expensive than us. And I think AMD would be perfect for not AMD, Intel. It would be perfect if Intel did it, because they have the tech to do it, and they apparently have the fucking brains to do it. So just to say that they're half-assing it and they don't really care, I think is a very dumb, I'm going to be honest, a very fucking stupid way to look at it, because I've never seen a company try, because if this was a half-ass attempt, this card would be dead by now, and that would be it. This is something very much that they care about and they want to see prosper, and I want to see it prosper, because the GPU market needs a fierce shakeup now. Now. The fact my card cost as much as it did is fucking disgusting. And honestly, the next card after it, which the one I was also looking at, the 7900 XTX, the fact that that's $1,000 is fucking ridiculous. Like the 4090 should have been 1,200 or $300. The GPU market's so fucked that I think just putting down any competitor that's willing to show that, hey, we have what it takes, is fucking stupid. And it's very short-sighted of the real huge repercussions that could have on gaming as a whole. Because NVIDIA is already saying, oh, yeah, our next-gen GPUs are over twice as fast on every level. I'm like, great, what the fuck is the price going to be on that now?
To sell your soul for that.
Exactly. So we need Intel to be like, hey, you know what? We're kind of close. Maybe not 100%, but we're $300-$400 cheaper.
Yep.
We can basically do the same thing. We can basically play the same games, basically got the same support. Yeah, you might be losing 10 or 20 frames at most, but you can still play it at very reasonable, similar performance and save $400. Mm-hmm. And I think it's necessary right now, dude, because the GP market's fucked. That's all I got to say.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially when these cards cost more than like a console, it's just insane.
Dude, my card costs more than double a fucking console, dude. It's fucking stupid. It's stupid, and I'm stupid for buying it.
Just to work a card.
And I'm fucking stupid for buying it. We're not going to talk about that. We can talk about I'm stupid for a lot of reasons, but not right now. Oh my god. All right, that's enough out of me. I'm tired.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. We can head right into our outros now. Ham, get us started. Where can we find you, bud?
Yep, you can find me here, obviously, every Sunday, but on my own channel on TSWS Gaming on YouTube is where I do most of my work at, Tuesday through Friday. And yeah, you can also check me out on Twitter at HamSolo05 Gaming. Thanks.
Very nice. Very nice. Mike, where can we find
you? You can find me on I'm like fucking ready to go. You can find me on Twitter at Hard Days Mike, and I sometimes stream at Twitch at Hard Days Mike, and also you can find me on my YouTube channel known as Matt Likes Games.
Appreciate it. Twan, where can we find you, bud?
You can find me here on the show every Sunday. You could also find me on Twitter. Yep, correct. You can also find me here on Twitter at It's Me Twan. I'm still I didn't give up on YouTube. I'm still gonna do that. I just procrastinate a lot, so just look forward
40,000 subscribers on. I haven't forgotten. Whatever it is.
I didn't say that. I think it was 10,000. I said.
I don't know.
I mean, 10K.
You said it before.
10K is gonna be pretty easy, Twan.
Yeah, it's a cakewalk. I'll
pretty
get that in the first
easy.
month.
Yeah.
On the first day. All right, yeah, go on.
Right.
Sorry, Twan.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
All right. And as for myself, you can find me at Matt Likes Games on Twitter and Matt Likes Games on YouTube. Videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, I think we can wrap the show. It was a fun time. We appreciate anybody who stopped by in the chat. That is very much appreciated. Vinny, we love you, bud. Julia, we appreciate it. Mr. Inferno Games, we appreciate you as well. Blind Giant, you were here in the beginning. We appreciate you as well, bud. So with that being said, I feel like we can hop right on out of here, and we will see you guys